The book in the empty house. I was 18 when my family moved into the house. It was enormous, far larger than we ever thought we could afford. My father had bought it for a suspiciously low price, too good to refuse. He called it a miracle. That first night, we were exhausted from hauling boxes and arranging furniture. Past midnight, while the world outside slept, the house itself awoke. A thunderous crash shook the walls. It was so violent that I thought the ceiling was caving in. My siblings screamed. My mother clutched my arm and we all rushed into the hallway, but the house stood perfectly still. Not a crack, not a fallen brick. When we asked neighbors the next morning, they swore they had heard nothing, yet every one of us inside the house had. In the following nights, the pounding came again. Above our heads, heavy footsteps, dragging furniture, children running in circles. We cursed the noisy neighbors upstairs until we learned there were none. The apartment above us had been empty for months. A child had died there, fallen into the stairwell while playing, and his family abandoned it, unable to return. Since then, the space had remained locked, silent, untouched, but at night something still moved. The stairwell brought its own terror. Neighbors whispered of cats that weren't really cats. I laughed at the idea, until I heard them myself. It began with mewing, then shifted, curling into broken syllables, almost human, mocking, trying to speak. A black cat haunted me most of all. Every evening it perched on the landing, eyes like glass marbles fixed on me, as if it knew, as if it was waiting. Then came the book. It had belonged to a man who died suddenly, his belongings given away. Among stacks of ordinary texts, one slim leather-bound volume caught my eye. Its pages were filled with symbols and sketches, distorted figures, twisting shapes, and instructions that made no sense. At first, I left it alone. But soon after it entered our home, strange things followed. Heavy breathing near my ear as I slept. Cold air whispering across my neck. Laughter in rooms where no one stood. One night, curiosity broke me. I opened the book by flashlight, whispering the strange phrases inside, tracing the lines of its impossible diagrams. That night, I felt nothing. The morning after, my face looked wrong. My skin darker, my eyes swollen, as if something inside me had shifted. From that day, my voice began to change. Sometimes it came out deep and coarse, other times shrill and mocking. My siblings stared at me in fear. My mother whispered that I was not myself. I would wake with no memory of the night before, only to be told I had laughed, shouted, whispered secrets I should not have known. I described their dreams before they spoke them. I muttered details of their lives I couldn't possibly know, and the book remained, always waiting for me. One night, as I read again under dim light, I felt it. Cold fingers curling around my hand, I froze. The flashlight trembled. My eyes darted around the room, empty, silent, except for the rasp of my own breath. I wanted to scream, to run, but my body wouldn't obey. At some point, exhaustion won and I collapsed into sleep. The next morning, my sister found me. She whispered, "Why are you looking at me like that?" I didn't know what she meant, but she backed away in terror. Words spilled from my mouth that weren't mine, tones that weren't human. She fled, crying, and I sat there, trembling, the book still open in my lap. After that, the house turned against us. Blankets thrown violently from wardrobes, shadows slipping across the TV screen, figures darting out of my room and into my sister's. My father brought in men said to know about such things. They walked the house, muttering, sprinkling water across the floors, burning herbs in shallow bowls. I don't remember much, only the laughter of a child running around them, unseen by anyone but me. When they left, the air was heavier, not lighter. One of them told my father quietly, "She has brought something here." Something not meant for her. They were right. I had stumbled into a ritual by mistake, something prepared for another household. By reading from that cursed book, I had tied myself to it, and it would not leave. For days, my body burned with fever. My voice fractured into many, sometimes whispering, sometimes roaring. My family said my eyes no longer looked like mine. I laughed until my throat bled, screamed at shadows, and clawed my own arms in terror. The men returned again and again for days, trying to drive it out. Each time they left, I felt weaker, but the thing inside me grew stronger. Sometimes it threw me to the floor. Sometimes it whispered through me. Sometimes it simply laughed. When it finally tore free, it left marks on my body I cannot describe. wounds that healed but never vanished. Years have passed. I am older now with children of my own. They laugh and play in our apartment, but sometimes they laugh at nothing. Sometimes their eyes follow shapes I cannot see. At night, when the stairwell is silent, I still find the black cat waiting. Its eyes catch the light, and its mouth opens as if to speak. And sometimes, if I listen closely, I swear I still hear breathing in the dark, right beside my ear.